welcome back to another cake life vlog. I didn't film last week. Usually I have 1 week on filming, 1 week off. I actually had a cold last week that was just lingering, knocked me out a little bit, but I've been all right now for the last 2 to 3 days, so we're all right. What I'm working on this week is a 2-tier Harry Potter versus Halloween. So I was given a Pinterest board like I usually am, and on that Pinterest board was a good mix of very dark coloured cakes, especially navy. There were lots of like, that's the fire alarm. I hope they were just testing that. So yeah, there was a lot of cakes with splatter on it, so like gold and copper. There were lots of warm tones, lots of burnt orange. There was lots of Harry Potter references, especially the word always. There was some Deathly Hallows stuff. There was moons and stars, and then a little touch of Halloween, so like little ghosties and things like that. So it was a huge board, and then I had to pull that together to create one cake that fit all those elements in, and that was also going to fit their budget and how many people they needed to feed. So we came up with this 2-tier design. I went out and picked up some of the florals I needed for it. Here, I've only got a small amount, but you're looking here at over 20 odd pounds worth of florals. I don't know about you, but everything is just going crazy in price. So I went to get the florals and I found these orange flowers, which are very similar to the one I put on the drawing. So this is giving me a pop of like pumpkin orange vibes. And I actually found some pumpkins right next to it, because I did draw some pumpkins on the cake. So I picked those up just in case I wanted to use them. I also picked up this one, which I thought was really good. This was $7.99 though, just for this one little sprig. But it's very dense, it's very realistic. What I'm going to do is take parts off it, not use the whole thing. I'll use a couple of sprigs. So those were from One Shop, the local garden centre. And then I picked this actually up in Home Bargains. I wish they did some more florals and dried flowers and bits, but this was actually from Home Bargains. I think this was about £2. And again, I'm just going to use some of the sprays. This is just to give height to some of the sprays. So this is going to go in the background, and then I'm going to team it with this. I did want to add something else, so I'm going to have a rummage in my flower basket and see what I've got. But that's what I've picked up. I have my ganache on the go, but I can't fill the cakes yet. I baked the cakes yesterday, but I can't fill them yet because I forgot to pick up butter. So I've no butter, so I have to go back out for that today. And it's a late start to the day. It's actually in the afternoon on a Wednesday. I don't even know if I've said that yet, but I've been to the dentist this morning, which is why my top lip might look a bit puffy and a bit numb and not moving the way it should. Today should have been my last appointment to have the crowns fitted, but there was a problem with the that's the fire alarm again. There was a problem with the impressions that they took, so I went and had about 5 or 6 more impressions today, which meant that they had to take the temporaries off, take impressions and put temporaries back in. So I'm all numb, quite sore. It's very warm in here now. We're not having the best of weeks so far, because we had that Abby's Halloween sleepover at the weekend. I will film some of the decor that is still up to show you what we did. I got majority of the stuff from Home Bargains. But it just meant like we didn't do the food shopping when we needed to do. We've just been all a bit out of whack a little bit because we went shopping as well the next day. But luckily this cake isn't too difficult, i.e. it doesn't have much modelling on it, so I'm not panicking, I'm not behind, I know I will get it done. But yeah, I need to go out and get some butter first. Good morning, it is now Wednesday. There is a lot of ganache and chocolate mess behind me, but I did manage to rough coat ganache, the 2 tiers. Yesterday it was just a write-off. I'd forgotten my butter. I went and got the butter. I come back just about to start. I'd left the sugar syrup in the boot of the car. I was absolutely knackered and ended up just sitting on my couch in the studio just in a daze. But I did get as far as the rough coat. I've got one here and one in front of me. But I thought I just need to go home, go to bed and start raring to go this morning. So I'm hoping to actually get this cake finished today if possible. and I am going to be filming it as a tutorial, so you might not see much in the vlog, but there will be a tutorial on the way. That will free up tomorrow to pack up the cherry mail, which I will show you when I get around to doing that. But I want to show you a little package I received. This definitely brightened up my day. So a little thank you card inside the envelope. I mean, how cute is that? A really shimmery little rainbow card. This is from Sharon, and she just said that she wanted to give me a little something as a thank you for all the tutorials and vlogs. Even though your time is precious, you always find the time to teach, entertain and cheer us up. Oh, thank you very much. But inside is the cutest little notebook and matching pen. So I'll show you the pen first. It's got little cherries on it. I think the pink and the red cherry combo is such a good look. But this will be going in my pen drawer on my desk. And then it came with this gorgeous notebook. And I know it looks really simple, but it's really, really nice. It's really soft and smooth. It's just got a really cute little simple logo on it. And then on the inside we have these lined pages and a little red bookmark, and it's by Skinny Dip as well. I don't think I actually own anything by Skinny Dip. I do eye up their phone cases every now and again. But yeah, this is my first Skinny Dip item, so thank you very much. I do have a few notebooks in my drawer, and I'm going to keep each notebook for something completely different. I'm sure something very special will go in this one soon when I figure out what to use it for. It's now Friday. I am back in the studio and I am very, very, very close to finishing the cake. I shouldn't say I'm hoping to get it finished by the end of the day, because that never happens. But I am very, very close to finishing. I just have to put a few more flowers and pumpkins on, make some bats, cobwebs, and then it's done. So we've got majority of the stuff on. We have a cluster down here to do, and then there's some cobwebs below each one and some bats. I haven't made those yet. I am still filming this one as a tutorial, which is probably why it's taken me a little bit longer to get finished. But I'm really liking it so far. I'm loving the really deep navy and the big bright burst of orange. Although my hands have suffered from making navy, especially this side. I had to go food shopping last night with hands like this. But the first thing I'm going to do is actually get this finished, and then I'm moving on to cherry mail. I'm just waiting on the last few bits to dry for the cake, but I thought I would move on to cherry mail. First going in the boxes is this adorable little holographic sticker. You might recognise this little dude if you have been watching my channel. I turned this into a cake, and the drawing is by Emily Harvey Art, who has her own YouTube channel, and we collaborated. And I wanted a little sticker of him to put in the cherry mail boxes, kind of just to tie the whole collaboration together. But how cute. So I have a bag of the ombre pumpkins, then have lots and lots of mini rad slabs. So these are the Halloween ones. If you haven't guessed by now, it's a Halloween themed box because it's going out in October, so everybody's getting a little mini rad slab. I then have a couple of boxes of these new sprinkle mixes. So they're very Halloween inspired, green, purple, black. They've got ghosts in, they've got broomsticks in. And this one is actually called the Hocus Pocus Blend by Sprinkletti. They're also getting
a skull mould. I have one of these and it comes in super handy for the most random things. I also use these skulls as the centre of roses as well, so you can like put this in the centre and continue to put petals around it, and that's quite a cool spooky little flower for Halloween wedding cakes. So they're all getting one of those, and they always get a little flyer as well. So this is the one I've designed for the Halloween box. So there's Emily Harvey Art's logo there. That's who I have collaborated with this time, and then it's just a little bit of information about what they're getting in the box. And also to remind them of our next Zoom call. Now I can't send these all out today because I've run out of the boxes. But this is the size of box I have figured will fit everything in. It's just an A5 one, but I only have about 30 and I have at least 50 odd cherry members to send these out to, so I've ordered some more boxes. So I'm sorry if they come in 2 parts and some cherries might get their mail before others. Hopefully it won't take too long before the boxes arrive, and obviously internationals will get theirs much later as well because it takes a little time to get over there. But I'm going to package these up now and see how far I can get. I got a good 32 to 34 of my packages done, and now I just need to wait for my new boxes to arrive before I can do the rest. But I'm going to pop those down to the post office when I leave today at 3:30. And I've just photographed the cake and finished it off. The bits I was waiting for were these 2 little bats. There was a lot to fit on, like I said, stars, moons, pumpkins, bats, cobwebs, copper splats, dried flowers, burnt orange, always in gold. But it's all on there and it's all ready to go. We're delivering it to Holmes Mill tomorrow, which isn't too far away. It's just in Clitheroe. I have been there before, but it was a long time ago. It would be nice to go back and to go somewhere local for a change. And the next thing I'm going to do is actually update this Brigadier board because it's very outdated. So as you can see, we've got the gorgeous little sign up there made by a Brigadier as well that says Brigadiers. And these are all my cake community members, all colour coded, different colours depending on what tier they're in. But because I do everything manually and this board is very much manual, a lot of these members have changed. So maybe they've gone from a cupcake to a cherry, or maybe they've gone from a teacup to a sugar lump. Some of them have left. We've got lots more members now, so it really does need a good updating. Well, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. It's actually nearly time to go home now, but I just wanted to quickly pan round. What the best part of this was is, even though I took all the old names off, a good 90% of the same names went back up, which is just amazing, which means that they're very long-term members that have all joined all the different tiers you can be in. The green ones are teacups, which get access to the exclusive tutorials, the Facebook page where we're all chatting. The blue ones are then sugar lumps, which is the next tier up. They get all the previous tier perks as well as digital downloads. The yellow ones are cupcakes, which is the next tier above that. They get all previous perks plus access to all my PDFs for free, and also the cake challenges that I do on YouTube where they vote for a theme and make a cake to that theme, and then they get showcased on the YouTube video for people to vote on, and they get a prize if they win. And then the top tier are the little pink ones, which are the cherries. They get all the access to all the previous tiers, as well as an exclusive Q&A video shot every single month, and also the cherry mill, which you saw me packing earlier. So all these people on this board are very special. These are the guys keeping the YouTube tutorials coming, and also keeping this studio roof over my head and giving me a little bit of breathing space. But I've just got 10 minutes to have a little clean up before I leave. Please don't mind the teeth. You know I have an ongoing thing with this teeth and the dentist, but these are acrylic temporary ones, and the only way I can describe it is, do you know when you put your acrylic rolling pin in your dishwasher with a leftover lasagna dish, and then you take your acrylic rolling pin out and it's been stained bright orange? That's what happens with these teeth when you eat anything with a curry base. So I had some curry noodles
yesterday and my teeth went illuminous, like, do you know, like the highlighter yellow / green, that's what colour they went. They're still stained a little bit now, so if you're wondering why I have bright yellow teeth, it's because I stained them eating curry, but hopefully it won't be long till I have these ones back out and the proper ones putting back in, which I am absolutely dreading. I'm not going to lie, I am dreading how they're going to look, what colour they are, the length of them. Just having a bit of panic, but it's Friday, I'm finished on time. I will probably catch you up at the delivery tomorrow. It's now Monday, so I need to catch you up a little bit. But on Friday when I got home, Kai treated us to a Chinese. He had been working all week. Obviously the kids are off school and college, but that means he took extra shifts on doing a lot of work. Abby had gone shopping with her friends, Kai was working that day, so he treated us to a Chinese for tea, and then we sat down in front of the projector in the conservatory and watched a couple of episodes of Unsolved Mysteries, which was nice because we haven't actually all sat down and watched anything for a while, due to everybody doing their own thing. But we got up on the Saturday to deliver the cake to Holmes Mill. The weather was not great. I placed lots of cling film over the top of the box to make sure it didn't get wet. But when I got there, they were actually having a change around of the room. So what that means is good, like 75% of venues I go to, the table is there ready for me to set up. I set it up and leave, as you know, watching these vlogs. But then the rest will have a change around of the room during the day, which means they set a room up for the ceremony, so all the seats are facing like the aisle, the front where they get married, and then they use that same exact room to then have the meal in or the disco at night, which is where the cake comes out. So the cake can't be sat out in that room for the ceremony. It gets brought out afterwards, which means I put it in a room, in an office, behind the bar, just somewhere where it's hidden that they can then bring it out after the ceremony when they do the change around of the room. That's why you didn't see any footage of me setting it up, and it means I also don't get any pictures at the venue as well, so I only have the ones I've taken in the studio. I think my next cake delivery this weekend coming is like that as well. Sometimes you never know until you get there on the day, because sometimes they get married somewhere else and use the venue after, sometimes they use the venue for the whole day. After that, we went shopping. I went to Primark to pick up some underwear for the holiday. I know it sounds random, but I just wanted to get everybody's socks. It's a nightmare pulling out socks that you need for a 14-day holiday. Some socks don't work with some shoes or some outfits. I'm just going to buy everybody's socks. So that's what I did. And then on Sunday, I went and collected the flowers for this week's wedding cake. So I picked up these gorgeous red roses. I have used these ones before. I also pick up some backup mini roses in packets just to fill any gaps. Same again with some purple ones. These are foam roses and they never look quite good in the packet, but when you put them on the cake, they do look a bit like sugar paste ones. I also picked up some large ivory ones. And then I spotted these, which I'm going to need for not this week's cake, the weekend after. Some of these little palms, but they're like acrylic ones, they're not real ones, and I just spotted them and thought, well, do you know what, I need some of those, so I'll pick some up. This was £1.99, but the whole thing altogether, just over 20 odd pounds worth of flowers, so that's roughly how much I spend each time. I seem to spend between 20 and 30 on a bunch of flowers each time. But I'm going to start vlogging straight after this one because this is the cake I'm making this week. I need to go and bake that today. My job list today is unreal. So I have to finish this vlog, I have to edit this vlog so it goes up on Thursday. I have this week's wedding cake to bake. I haven't yet done the Brigadier's wallpaper, digital download wallpaper drawing for tomorrow because it comes out the 1st of every month and it's the 1st of November tomorrow. And I haven't drawn the cupcake yet, so I've got that to do. I've also got all my emails to do. I've got the exclusive Q&A video to shoot for the cherry tier. So the highest tier in the Cherry Brigade are the cherries. They get an exclusive Q&A where they ask me questions and I try to answer them in depth in video form like this, and it goes up in the forum. I am waiting for the rest of my boxes to arrive so I can send out the rest of the cherry mail, and I also have a Zoom call meeting tonight at 7:30 for Cake International for judging on Friday. So it's all a little bit crazy because yes, I do have a wedding cake, and yes, I'm at Cake International judging on Friday. So I'm going to end this vlog here. I don't know how long it is, so I'm sorry if it's too long or too short. I'm going to end that here, and then I'm going to start vlogging again straight away for today. That will go next week, which you will see me making the cake with these flowers on, the delivery of that, and then there'll probably be a separate video of me judging at Cake International. So it's all just a little bit manic, but thank you for bearing with me. I hope you found something useful in this vlog, and I will see you again in the next one.